I was so heartbroken that I didn't even realize where I was headed. I just kept running, angry tears sliding down my face. And before I knew it, I'd run deep into the woods. Then all of a sudden, the ground crumbled beneath me and my stomach lurched as my foot stumbled, trying to catch myself. But before I could, I was falling down a steep incline. Ah! Rocks scraped my arms, and when I landed, a sharp pain shot up my leg. I couldn't move at all. Panic flooded through me. I had no idea how far I'd wandered, and I wasn't sure anyone could hear me if I screamed. Just when I felt totally overwhelmed with fear, I saw a huge shadow that looked like a lion. Oh no! This is it! This is gonna be the end of me! Hey folks, welcome back to your favorite channel, Confession Diary. And in case you're wondering, no, I didn't die that day. I was saved by an angel. Yep, no kidding. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I was born to two parents who owned the biggest real estate company in the world. Growing up, I had everything a girl could dream of. Designer clothes, exotic vacations, luxury cars. Heck, when I was 5, I had severe constipation, so Dad ordered a custom-made gold toilet for me because he was convinced that would help me poop better. Now that's what you call stinking rich. Life was pretty much perfect until it all came crashing down one day. One afternoon, I returned from one of my endless shopping sprees to find Mom and Dad in the study surrounded by a bunch of people in black coats. What's going on? Are we renting the mansion for a movie shoot?
No, honey, it's, complicated.
Turns out my parents made some bad investments and now they'd lost everything. The cars, the yachts, and even the mansion. Our city's mayor was Dad's close friend, so he helped us auction off our stuff. My heart broke into a million pieces as our beloved belongings were sold off one by one. But I totally lost it when Rocky, my favorite pony, was brought into the hall. What? Dad, you can't be serious! Rocky is not for sale! I ran and hopped onto my pony and refused to get down despite Dad's repeated requests. Finally, Mayor Chadwick intervened and offered to buy Rocky.
Macy, you can come to my place whenever you want to meet him. I promise I'll take good care of him.
The mayor bought Rocky for a measly $1,000. In fact, he bought a lot of our stuff for little peanuts, but we couldn't do anything since we desperately needed the money. And this is how we ended up in an old, rather spooky house on the city outskirts. It was the mayor's old residence, but now the wallpaper was peeling, the floors creaked, and there was no air conditioning. One night I couldn't sleep because of the heat, so I decided to go get some water from the kitchen. As I opened the refrigerator, I swear I heard footsteps behind me, but when I turned around, there was no one there. Mom? Dad? No answer. I tiptoed to their room and found them sleeping peacefully. Maybe it's the heat messing with my brain cells. I went back to my room and tried going to sleep, but I couldn't shake the strange, uneasy feeling of being watched. The next day, I decided to explore the neighborhood a bit, so I grabbed my skateboard and went out. As I slided down the street, I was appalled to see how dirty the surroundings were. I was so busy looking at the dumpsters overflowing with trash that I didn't see an approaching truck. I'd have totally gotten into an accident, but suddenly someone grabbed my arm and pulled me into the opposite direction. Whoa! That was a close call. Thank you so... I instantly turned to my savior, but imagine my shock when I noticed there was no one around. What? But who? Huh? My heart pounded as I frantically looked all over, but there was no one in sight. That evening, I tried telling my parents about my weird experiences, but they thought I was acting up.
Stop making up stories, Macy. You already know how stressed we are.
And then Mom told me that she and Dad had enrolled me into a public school. What? But what about my friends?
I'm sorry, honey. That's all we can afford right now.
Oh, great. Now I felt like a complete stranger in my own life. But I knew there was no way out, so on my first day at school, I wore my oldest dress, hoping to blend in. Sadly, even then I stood out like a sore thumb. I guess new girl missed the memo. Surprise, it's not prom yet. Seriously, what's the point of wearing this? So people can see your daddy's credit card at work? Ugh. Well, that touched a raw nerve. Well, you should try dressing up sometimes too. Maybe you'll feel better about yourselves. I wasn't usually that rude to anyone, but I had had enough of bullcrap these few days to last me a lifetime. So from that day, I decided to keep to myself in school. I just focused on studies and even ate lunch alone in the cafeteria. One day, as I was struggling to wash down a slice of pizza with Coke, I noticed this girl across the room staring at me. She wore a bright pink hairband and looked super pale and thin, almost as if she was sick. But when I made eye contact with her, she walked away hurriedly. Why is the school full of weirdos? Later that day when I got home, I was sitting at my new cramped desk doing homework when it started pouring. I got up to close my room's window when I saw her. The same girl from school sitting on the bench in my front yard staring directly at me. What the heck? Oh, just what I needed, a creepy female stalker. Without thinking, I threw on my hoodie and rushed downstairs. I was soaked to the bone when I reached the bench where the girl was still staring at my room's window. Hey, what are you doing here? Are you stalking me or something? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I was just wondering if you'd be my friend. Well, that threw me off guard. What? Is this some silly prank? Why do you want to be friends with me? 'Cause I'm alone, like you. When I saw you at school today, I thought, maybe since you're new here, we could be friends. I looked at the girl's innocent face and then her tattered clothes. I guess she didn't have friends because she was too poor. And here I was with 0 friends because I was supposedly too rich. I'll think about it. But right now, come on in or you'll catch a bad cold. I extended my hand and she looked at it for a moment before taking it. Then she smiled, and for the first time in a long time, I smiled too. From that day on, Lily and I were inseparable. We spent hours together, talking about everything, our lives, our dreams, our struggles. Mom and Dad were super busy trying to salvage their drowning business, so Lily became my new confidant. I really wish I could go back in time and ride Rocky one more time. You really miss him, don't you? He was the first pony I ever had. You know what? I think I'll go meet him today. Want to tag along? Lily refused, saying she had to finish her homework, so I went to Mayor Chadwick's house alone. But when I reached there, I was told he had sold my beloved pony. What? But he said he promised. I couldn't even finish the sentence as angry tears choked my throat. I ran all the way back home and then further into the woods behind. I was so heartbroken that I didn't even realize when the trees started growing denser. Then suddenly the ground gave way beneath me and I fell down a steep incline. When I landed, a sharp pain shot up my leg. I couldn't move. That's when I heard footsteps and thought it must be a bear, or worse, a mountain lion. But nope, it was Lily instead. Lily! Oh, thank God you found me! Relief flooded my chest. It took a few minutes, but with all her strength, she finally managed to help me back to my feet. Oh, you're hurt. Let's get you out of here. Lily started running through the forest as if she knew it like the back of her hand. But before I knew it, the world around me blurred and I passed out. When I came to, I was back in my room. Lily was sitting beside me, looking totally at ease, as if she hadn't just run a marathon through the woods carrying me. Lily, you saved me, but how? I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. But what were you even thinking, Macy? Going deep into the woods like that? Wasn't safe at all. I'm sorry, I was just so upset. Do you know Mayor Chadwick sold Rocky? He promised me he'd take care of him. Suddenly, Lily's face twisted with fury. I always knew that man is a low-life douchebag. Her voice dripped with so much hatred, and her eyes were on fire. I had never seen Lily looking so pissed. Do you know the mayor personally? No, but my dad used to. He worked for him. Before I could ask more questions, Lily abruptly left my room. A few moments later, my parents returned from work and were shocked to see my bruises and torn clothes. I told them everything about how Lily had saved my life.
Wow, that girl really came through for you. Yeah, we should do something nice for her. She totally deserves it.
But when I mentioned it to Lily, she just smiled and shook her head. Hey, I don't need anything. Lily, please, you have to let us do something for you. Anything. You saved my life after all. Lily hesitated, and then her cheeks flushed pink. Well, there is one thing I've always wanted. I've never had a sleepover. Ever. What? Then let's do it! You're staying at my place tonight. We'll have the best sleepover ever, I promise. That night, we had so much fun as we gulped down extra cheese pizzas and binge-watched confession diary videos. It was turning out to be a great night when suddenly, Lily suggested something unexpected. Hey, let's go explore the basement. The basement? I didn't even know we had a basement. Wait, how do you know? Actually, I used to explore this house when no one lived here. It was my way of passing time. Lily looked kinda guilty, so to make her feel comfortable, I agreed to the plan. Soon I was following her down the creaky stairs, the cold air and dust in the basement making me feel a bit nervous. There was a faint smell of mildew, and I suddenly didn't feel so sure about this adventure. I don't like this. It feels creepy. Don't be a scaredy cat. Let's go deeper. With a mix of fear and curiosity, I stepped forward. That's when we found it. A hidden door at the far end of the basement. It was cracked open, revealing a narrow stairwell that descended into darkness. Lily's face suddenly grew serious. Come on, this is where it all ends. What do you mean? You'll find out soon. I hesitated, but Lily took my hand and looked straight into my eyes. Trust me, Macy, I would never put you in danger. I trusted Lily all right, so I switched on my phone's flashlight, pushed the door open, and we descended. At the bottom was an old wooden chest covered in dust. Lily's hands trembled as she opened it. Insides were yellowed papers full of names, dates, and references to shady dealings. Documents that pointed to smuggling and criminal activity. This is my father's stuff. What? What's going on, Lily? Suddenly, tears welled up in Lily's eyes and her face turned even paler. My dad wasn't a smuggler. He was framed by the mayor. The mayor? I stared at the papers in disbelief. My mind went numb as I went through them. I could hear Lily's voice behind me. My father was an honest man. He tried to fight it, but the mayor was too powerful, so he had to escape. But now the world needs to know the truth, Macy. Please, please. Suddenly, I felt a gust of cold air behind me, but when I turned around, there was no one. Lily? Lily? I frantically looked around for her, but it was like she'd vanished into thin air. A sudden feeling of dread settled in my heart. Where was Lily? How could she just disappear like that? And the secret about her dad? With shaking hands, I grabbed the wooden chest and somehow managed to walk up to my parents' room. When Dad saw the papers and documents, he was stunned.
Where did you find these?
Lily led me to this, and then she disappeared. Dad, I hope she's okay. Where did she go? We have to find her. Suddenly, my eyes fell on a picture inside the chest. It was Lily with a man who appeared to be her dad. They were both smiling. This is Lily. Dad saw the picture and his face turned white as a ghost.
That's not possible, Macy.
What do you mean? This is Lily, my friend, the girl who saved me that day. Dad looked at me strangely for a moment, and what he said next knocked the wind out of my lungs.
Macy, Lily and her dad died in a car crash 8 years ago. They used to live in this house. Her dad was accused of smuggling, so he tried to escape overnight with his daughter, but they got into an accident and...
I froze completely for a few seconds, and then realization struck. Lily wasn't just my friend. She was a ghost, bound to this house, seeking justice for a crime that had destroyed her family. Suddenly, I felt that gust of cold air again, and someone whispered in my ear, I need you, Macy. I need you to tell everyone what really happened. My heart raced. I understood now. Lily had chosen me to reveal the truth about her dad's innocence. She trusted me. Heck, she saved me from a sure death. And now it was my turn to return the favor. I'll help you, Lily. We'll make sure everyone knows. Together. And just like that, the secret unraveled. Dad's press conference led to the mayor's arrest, and Lily's dad was declared innocent, though too late. A few days later, we moved for a fresh start. I hesitated to make new friends. After all, my last one wasn't even alive. But no matter how much time passed, I never forgot Lily.